Hi, hello, welcome. So today in this video we will be discussing about merge two sorted arrays problem. So there will be a two given arrays, array 1 and array 2, which will be sorted, and these two arrays need to be merged to a single array, which is also should be in sorting. So let's see an example with this. So we have an array 1 which is having 1 3 4 5 element. In array 2 we have 2 6 7 8. Both are sorted and that need to be merged to a single array. So in this example, it should be like the output should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be an output array. So the size of this output array will be the array 1 size plus array 2 size. So as shown here, so array 1 size is 4 and array 2 size is 4. So when we do a sum, so it will be 8. Now let's go ahead and see the brute force approach for this problem. Now we already know that like input will be two arrays, which is already sorted. So what we can do is, first we'll figure out the length of the array 1. Let's call it as n1. And then we'll calculate the array 2 length. Then we'll calculate the length of the array 2. And we call it as n2. And we do a sum. So we'll come up with the length. And we need to create an array of this length as a temp array. Then in the next step, we should traverse array 1. And we should copy all the elements from array 1 to temp element. So the first element will be 1. So it will be copied to a 0th index of temp array. And then we'll go to the next element. That will be a 3. Then it will go to the next element, which is 4. The next element will be 5. This will be copied to temp element. So when we exhaust all the elements from the array 1, we'll traverse array 2. So the first element will be the 2. So we'll copy that to a temp array. And then we'll move to next element. It will be a 6. The next element will be 7. And then the 8. So now we have made all the temp array. But now if you see here, so this is not the expected output because this is not sorted, but just merged array 1 and array 2 random sorting order. So now we need to sort this array so that will be expected output. To do that, so we should do a sort. So we can use a merge sort or any other sorting. So once we do that merge sort or any sorting, so the output will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this will be the actual array which is need to be outputted. So this will be a brute force approach. So let's understand the time complexity for this approach. So the n will be the sum of n1 and n2. The n1 and n2 will be the array length of both array 1 and array 2. So if n is that, then the time complexity will be n log n. So we are doing a sorting. So any sorting technique will take n log n as a time complexity. So that's the reason our time complexity will be n log n. Now let's understand the brute force approach code. So this will be the method name, and this is the input parameters. This will be the two parameters. The array 1 and array 2 will be the input parameters. And we need to return the output array. So this is a return type. First we are calculating array 1 length. And next we are calculating array 2 length. And we are summing up. And we are creating a new, the result array with the size sum of array 1 length and array 2 length. This is the index which we are keeping for result array. That's the reason we introduced as a k variable. In a first iteration, we'll do a array 1 iteration. And for each and every element, we'll be inserting to result array. And we are incrementing the index. The first, by default, we need to insert it to a first element. So that's the reason we are initializing the 0. The indexes are always start from the 0. In a second iteration, we are iterating the array 2. Again, the same thing, all the values of array 2 will be inserted to result array. Again, we are incrementing the index. After that, so whatever the result array will be unsorted manner. So we need to sort that. So we are using the sorting function, the default sort function of the arrays class, and then we are returning the results. So this will be a brute force solution. So as already discussed, this will be a n log n time complexity. So is there any better approach? Yes, we have a better approach. We'll be discussing that for now. So the method 2 which we are seeing is the two pointer solution. So what we do is, so we'll have the 2 pointers. The one pointer will be pointing at the first element of the array 1. The second pointer is pointing at array 2 first element. So we'll be comparing both the elements. Now the 1 and 2 will be compared. 1 is less than 2 when it compared. When whatever the lesser element or whatever the smaller element, it will be inserted to output array. So as we know the 1 is smaller, so we'll insert it to result element first element as a first element. Then we'll increment this index. Now it's pointing to 3. Now the 3 and 2 will be compared. 2 is less than 3. So 2 is inserted to an result array. And then we'll increment this pointer and it will point to next element of array 2. In array 1 and array 1 of second element, array 2 of second element will be compared. So now the 3 is less than 6. So the next element is 3 in a result array and it will be incremented to next element. Now the 4 and 6 will be compared. 4 is less than 6. So the 4 is inserted in the result array. Again, it will be incremented to last array, which is 5 and 6. So 5 is less than 6. So the 5 is inserted. Again, the pointer is incremented to next index. But when we see there are no elements in the array 1, so the only left out elements are in the array 2 elements. Only 6, 7, 8 are left out. So all the things we need to insert it. 6, 7, 8, because there is no comparison is required because all the left out in array 1 or array 2. So we need to insert it at the end because those are all already sorted. So we don't need to sort it again. So by doing this, so the time complexity will be big O of n1 plus n2. The n1 will be size, the length of the array 1 and n2 will be the length of the array 2. Or else we can consider n1 plus n2 equals to n and the time complexity would be big O of n if that is the case. So this is far better than the previous approach, which was a brute force approach. So then with this approach we'll try to implement a code and we'll understand the code, how the code would be. This is a method name. We have two parameters, array 1 and array 2. These two are calculating the lengths of both the arrays. We are summing up to create a result array. This is the index of a result array, we are maintaining it. As I said, we are maintaining 2 pointers. I'm calling it as a first pointer and the second pointer. Both the pointers will be initially pointed to 0th index at initially. And then this particular loop will check for whether the first pointer should be less than the size of array 1 and the second pointer should be less than the size of array 2. Only then this while loop will be keep on iterating it. So when both the conditions satisfied, so it will look for array 1, the first pointer, that's the first 0th element or the first element of the array 1 is compared with the first element of array 2. So if it is less than, array 1 is less than array 2 element, so that array 1 element will be inserted to result array and will be incrementing the result index and the first pointer. If not, we are taking from the array 2 because array 2 will be the smaller element, and we are inserting to result array, and we are incrementing result index as well as second pointer. The same thing will, like same iteration will be keep on going unless like one of the array is exhausted all this element or both of the elements will be exhausted. Once this is done, we should also make sure array 1, array 2, there are no left outs. There are no left out elements. So that's the reason we are seeing the first pointer. If it is less than the size of array, then we are iterating blindly without any comparison. We are taking all the elements and we are appending it to a result, and we are incrementing both the indexes. The same case we'll be doing it for the array 2 also. This is the size of array 2. This is the second pointer. If it is less than the size, then which means like there are unvisited elements. So the array 2, all the elements will be appended to result array. We are incrementing both the indexes. So this is by far, as I know, like this is will be the best solution as I know. So if there is any like is there any better solution for this, please do comment on this video. Thanks for watching. Please share, subscribe. Thank you.